Hello, I'd like to share a message from this week's Parsha Chuppah that I think is so pertinent for us nowadays. And I think it's, in the message of Moshe and his mission and what happened to him in this Parsha. And that is, as we know, Miriam passed away and there was no more water for the people, and the people complained to Moshe and Aaron. And Moshe and Aaron went to God, and God told them to speak to the rock and bring forth water and to give them to drink. Moshe did not do that. He hit the rock, he called them rebels, and the water gushed forth from the rock, and he gave them to drink. But God came to them and reprimanded him, and he said to him, because you didn't have faith in me and sanctify my name, you will not be going into the land of Eretz Yisrael. And now that is such a harsh punishment. As we know, Moshe wanted to go with every fiber of his being. And it's analyzed by so many Mefarshim, and so many different reasons are given for why this punishment was given to him, what was exactly his sin. But if we look at God's words, God says, because you didn't have faith in me to sanctify my name, therefore you are not going in. Now, Moshe, from the get-go, when God came to him and told him that he was to be the man to go on this mission and to be God's mouthpiece, Moshe kept insisting that he could not do this. He could not speak. He's not a man of words. And God argued and argued, and he got very angry. And he said, who puts words in man's mouth? Just go, and do the job, and, that's it. Like, there was no argument. And Moshe had to do this. And this was the end of the 40 years in the desert. This is the end of the mission. They're about to go into the land. And God said, speak to the rock, which is a metaphor for speak in this impossible situation. It's a perfect metaphor about drawing water from a rock. What could be more impossible? You think you're going to speak and that's going to cause water to come from a rock? And that's a lot of times for us nowadays. We're in certain situations and we think, why bother? Why speak? Why use our voices? It's not going to change anything. The people are stubborn. The people are the way they are. And we just stay quiet. We don't bother. Or if we do, we get angry and we yell, like Moshe called the people rebels. And he didn't even, he didn't use his words in a way that could have boosted their emunah, their faith in God, their faith in themselves, their faith in the situation. And he had the ability, but he didn't give it a chance. And it was his job. God said, who puts words in man's mouth? All he had to do was step up to the task and have faith and try. And then maybe it would have worked. Could have been something incredible. And we have to know that in our situations, when it looks like there's no use for speaking up, why bother? But if we're in a situation and God put us in a situation and we have a mouth, we have to try to the best of our abilities to do things in a way that will instill people with faith in themselves, faith in the situation, faith in the future, that things can be good and things can be different. And it all depends on, our attitude. And we shouldn't take that lightly. We should really take that seriously and use our words for the influence, the positive, for the good. Have a great Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.